Hi guys, and thank you so much for joining me. If you are new to my channel, I'm Kat and I like to talk about true crime, conspiracies and all sorts of related things. In today's video, I want to talk to you about Eugen Grigore, the executioner of the Gypsies. But before we get started, just a quick disclaimer, I don't mean to be disrespectful to anyone I talk about in today's video. The video is for educational and entertainment purposes only. All the information that I give you is already found in the public domain, and also my opinions as well. Thank you so much. Now, let's get started. To understand the story of Eugen Grigore's life, nicknamed the executioner of the Gypsies, we need to go back to the end of spring 1974. Eugen, aged 27, works 14 hours a day as a truck driver to support his family. The daily routine is interrupted when his supervisor calls him to the office and sends him home. His house is on fire. Arriving in front of his house in Copou, Romania, Eugen can't do anything but look helpless at the scale of the tragedy. His home is engulfed in flames. His wife and 3 children are inside. The neighbors are crying when they understand the drama unfolding before their eyes. Immediately, the militia from Iași opens an investigation. According to witnesses, a group of gypsies on the outskirts of the city were passing through the neighborhood in search of scrap metal and bottles. They had the impression that the Grigore family is not at home and decided to rob the modest house. But they made a mistake. Grigore's wife was with the children in the inner courtyard. When the wife heard noises in the house, she went in to see what was happening. Surprised in the action, the gypsies locked the 4 family members in the house and then they set it on fire. Despite these statements, none of the neighbors want to testify in front of the judge for fear of the gypsies. The investigation is not moving forward at all, even 2 months later, because of lack of evidence, and in the end, Grigore, completely destroyed by losing his family to the fire, is looking for ways to make the gypsies pay. On top of it, Grigore also receives threats from gypsies in an attempt to intimidate him and make him drop the accusations. Eugen's criminal complaint in this case disappears without a trace. Abandoned by the authorities, Eugen Grigore is also abandoned by the hope of justice. Desperate and blinded by the desire for revenge, the young man takes his truck and leaves for lunch on the outskirts of the city where the Gypsies community is. Eugen drinks half a liter of brandy and drives like a madman into the community. The crazy race ends just a few minutes later, leaving behind corpses of people and horses, wounded, puddles of blood, and the screams of pain of those who escaped the wheels of the monster. To the militiamen and doctors who arrived at the place of the massacre, an image opens before their eyes that seems detached from the field of a battle, rather than a crime. 24 dead, women, children, men, and 50 injured. All the while, Grigore is quietly waiting in the truck to be arrested. Eugen Grigore is then sentenced to life imprisonment. The Gypsies are moved to the outskirts of Botoșani, and not the slightest information about the tragedy appears in the press at the time. The attitude of the authorities is explained by the fear that the massacre could turn into an ethnic war between the Romanians and the Gypsies from Iași. Sources in the investigation confirm that the bloody crime was not motivated by racist thoughts, but only by the desire for revenge of the killed family. In 1990, Grigore's sentence was turned from life imprisonment to 28 years in prison. He wasn't able to serve his sentence because in 1995 he was hospitalized at the neuropsychiatric hospital in Botoșani as a result of the failure of his nervous system. It's the first irony of fate for Grigore, who arrives in the same city where the surviving gypsies have been moved to since 1974. The insane murderer returned to the attention of the authorities in March 2002, when a raid by the police from Iași among the homeless people discovered that Eugen Grigore was renting places in the city's canals. The former driver had left the neuropsychiatric hospital in 2001. He spent his life near the Institute of Agronomy in Iași, where he received money, food, bread and cigarettes from students. Basically, he was surrounded by an aura of legend, which gave him a certain authorities among the homeless. Eugen Grigore then gets noticed again. Rumors spread around that he committed suicide shortly after the 2002 raid, or that he died of natural causes in 2004. That was until 23rd of July 2009, when the local newspaper publishes an article. The newspaper reports that a 62-year-old homeless man who was walking through Iași is crushed by a truck in front of the train station while crossing the road illegally. The victim was unsettled because the taxi drivers from whom he was begging money refused him. The name of the deceased was Eugen Grigore. You know, guys, there is a saying in Romanian, not sure if there is an equivalent in English, but please do let me know in the comments below if there is one. So the saying goes like this, roughly translating it: whoever raises his sword will die by the sword. A saying from the time of the knights. Now, if we transpose this into our story, the saying perfectly sums up the tragic fate of the former truck driver, who went down in history as the executioner of the Gypsies, crushed by another truck driver. Okay guys, so this is the story of the executioner of the Gypsies. All I want to clarify here is that this, from the information I have, has not been racially motivated, and just because a few of the Gypsies did what they did, it does not mean that all of the Gypsies are the same. I am only saying this and mentioning this because, being a foreigner in the UK, also being Romanian, people associate Romanians with Gypsies, and they associate Gypsies as well with all of them being violent. So I just want to make a point here. Yes, I am Romanian. Yes, I am from Romania, but Romania doesn't have only Gypsies, and also not all Gypsies are criminals. So just a word of wisdom, if you like, don't place everybody in the same pot, because not everybody is the same. Just like if a British person, for example, I'm saying this because it's very close to my heart. If a British person, for example, kills someone, I'm not going to say, as a foreigner, I'm not going to say that all British people are the same, because they are not. They are bad people everywhere in the world. So just because, for example, the Gypsies did what they did in this case, they broke into the house and set the house on fire, does not mean that all Gypsies are the same. Does not mean that all Gypsies are criminals. So anyway, thank you so much guys for watching today's video. Please let me know what you think about it in the comments below. And also, yes, do let me know if you think I should cover more Eastern European cases. I only got inspired to cover Eastern European cases because of a couple of comments I've seen on YouTube on bigger true crime channels, specifically mentioning the fact that Eastern European crimes are not covered. So I'm honestly just looking for an opinion from you. Would you like to see me covering more Eastern European cases? Anyway guys, thank you so much for watching, and please do let me know in the comments below. And for now, stay safe and take care. Oh, and don't forget, please give this video a thumbs up. It's free and it really helps with the engagement. The more thumbs up I get, the more spread the video is all over YouTube. So again, thank you guys. Bye!